as is our royal correspondent Daniela Relf, who joins me once again from Kensington Palace. Daniela.
Yes, well, Kensington Palace are saying to us that the name speaks for itself, and I think what they mean by that is that there are clearly many family references within that name: Charlotte, Elizabeth, Diana. Charlotte, many see that as the feminine form of Charles, so a tribute to Prince Charles, of course the new baby's grandfather. Elizabeth, great-grandmother, the Queen, a reference and a nod to her there, and of course Diana, well, that doesn't take much explaining, does it? The Duke of Cambridge there paying tribute to his own mother by using the name Diana in the name of his new daughter. So for Kensington Palace, as they say, it is a name that speaks for itself. Well, joining me now to look at the name and examine, let me bring in, she's just arrived, Katie Nicholl.
I'm in pink today because
Yes,
I got the blue colour wrong on the day of the baby.
Katie Nicholl, the royal correspondent from the Mail on Sunday. Katie, just initially, what do you make of this name, Charlotte, Elizabeth, Diana?
Well, I think Charlotte is obviously their personal preference, and it was very close, wasn't it, between Alice and Charlotte? So initially they've gone for something that they love, but I think really special that they've chosen to reflect, obviously, Elizabeth, a name that's meaningful to the Middletons as well as to the Windsor family because it's Catherine's middle name. And I wasn't sure whether we were going to see Diana, but I think how wonderful for Diana's legacy to continue through another princess in a new lease of life. Very, very special. But this is a couple that have wanted to pay tribute to Diana throughout, from the wearing of the ring to living here at Kensington Palace, where, of course, William and Harry grew up. So they've managed to reflect everything. And, of course, with Charlotte, you've got the female of Charles. So they've ticked every box, haven't they?
There was a sense, a little bit of murmurings about whether putting the name Diana in there would be a sort of burden on this new little princess.
Yes, I know, but I think by having it as the third name, I know exactly what you mean, and had it been the first name, I would agree. It's a constant reminder of the past, and this is a family who are modernising, who are moving on. But I think by making it the third name, there is a tribute there. There is a remembrance and a sentimentality that no one will mind and will always be very, very special.
And what about Charlotte as that first name, Princess Charlotte? Is she going to be a Lottie, do you think? Or
I think she will. I think Lottie and George is just gorgeous. And I think that must have really been what they wanted, Charlotte. But, it was obviously the top of their list. And I thought it was going to be Charlotte or Alice. But how lovely that they've just gone for something that they love. And isn't that, again, a reflection of a modern couple who are doing things their way and yet moving forward with all of the traditions and the protocol that we want to see in a princess?
And what about life for Princess Charlotte? What is it going to be like? We are now waiting for the family to move up to Anmer, to Norfolk. What will the next few months initially be like for them? Will they be able to have this private life that they crave?
Well, they will. They wouldn't have it here. You only need to look around to see how many people are here. And I think being in that spotlight, it must be a bit like a goldfish bowl. And I don't think you can really blame them for wanting to get out. They love the countryside. Kate's a country girl. William loves the country. And I've been up to Anmer. There is nothing there. There's no pub. There's no post office. There's nothing. So these children can grow up in a beautiful family home. They can ride their bikes freely. They're not going to be worried that a paparazzi is going to jump out from behind a tree, and I think they can have a normal life. And remember, it's what Diana wanted, wasn't it, for William and Harry? She tried her hardest. She broke that royal mould, but when they went down to Kensington High Street, they got photographed. We've not seen any pictures of this family in Anmer, and I think that's exactly why they're going to be leaving very soon, to have some privacy.
Now, I've been asked a couple of times today about the Middleton influence.
Yes.
What is your take on that, the influence of particularly Granny Carol Middleton? What part will she have to play in this new extended family?
A hugely important part. I think we've all been quite surprised by just how instrumental the Middletons have been in George's upbringing. He's with them so much more than any of us know. Bucklebury is just as much home to him as this palace here. And I think that's very wonderful, because when he does come to the throne, he will be a true king of the people. And what better start in life than to have all of the royal protocol that we would expect of his HRH title, but also that wonderful mixture of ordinariness and normality. Sunday lunches, sitting around the fire with the dogs, just a regular family life. So I think the Middletons bring a grounding and a normality that both of the couple want for their children.
Now, what about pictures of Princess Charlotte?
Yes.
Now, we saw George, who almost stole the show really on Saturday, didn't he, outside the Lindo wing? When do you think we'll see her? And do you think we're going to get, like we did with George, those informal family portraits taken by Grandad Michael Middleton? Or do you think we'll get something a bit more formal?
Well, I think you'll get both. I think you'll get the formality with the official christening pictures, possibly by Jason Bell. I mean, he did take wonderful pictures of the christening of Prince George. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a candid family snap by possibly Michael Middleton, because I think the point of that was they didn't have to open their doors to anyone. They were at home, they were relaxed, they weren't allowing someone that they didn't know so well into that very intimate family fold, that very intimate moment. So I think we'll see something relatively soon, but we've been very well treated. We've seen George. We didn't know whether that was going to happen. You're going to see the family leaving very soon, and then I think they're just going to want some privacy, and hopefully we'll get a nice informal picture. The weather's turning nice, hopefully in the lawns of their new beautiful Georgian manor house.
Katie Nicholl from the Mail on Sunday. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
That's great. So as Katie said there, we are now waiting to see if there'll be any sign of the family of four, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince George, and as we now know, Princess Charlotte, leaving Kensington Palace here for Norfolk at any point today or perhaps into tomorrow.
Daniela Relf at Kensington Palace, thank you very much for that.